Movement is essential to learning. The earliest learning is stimulated by reflexes, which develop into movement exploration. When the exploration experiences are repeated, neural pathways are created. These new nerve pathways set down intricate neural networks that direct a child's higher-level brain development. The more plentiful and diverse the experience is, the more complex patterns for memory, learning, and reasoning to be established. As an infant develops, his nervous system naturally begins to release the reflexes or inhibit them through the frontal lobes. If the primitive reflexes continue beyond their normal duration of 6 to 12 months, they interfere with the child's physical and cognitive development. The brain priming movements in swimming and gymnastics help transition a baby from primary reflexes to independent movement exploration. The more mobile an infant becomes, the more he expands his knowledge about himself and the environment around him. He acquires this information through his tactile, vestibular, proprioceptive, visual, and auditory senses. These basic building blocks prime the nervous system for higher learning. Vestibular movements develop the brain's capacity to learn more complex things like reading, writing, attention, and math. Daily vestibular stimulation develops a child's nervous system. Rocking, rolling, spinning, somersaulting, and swinging movements in gymnastics and swimming stimulate the vestibular system, thus activating the cerebellum. This vital movement center then stimulates the frontal lobes, which are responsible for cognitive processing and social interactions. Speech and language are also a function of the frontal lobes, specifically the left frontal lobe. Our refinement of speech and language depend on the accurate functioning of the vestibular system. The natural bilateral cross-patterning movements of swimming and gymnastics stimulate good brain specialization. The more cross-patterning movements, the more nerve fibers are developed between both hemispheres. This facilitates communication and feedback from one side of the brain to the other. Cross-patterning movements activate both hemispheres and all 4 lobes of the brain simultaneously, resulting in improved body coordination, heightened cognition, and increased ease of learning. Spatial awareness for a child is knowledge of objects in the space around him and an awareness of his body's position within that space. He must be allowed to explore his surroundings and learn important concepts of location, direction, and distance. Studies have reported a link between good spatial awareness, artistic creativity, and success in math. It is also crucial in the development of abstract thought. The ability to organize abstract thoughts on a page is connected with the ability to organize objects in space. Until a child experiences orienting himself in space and water by going over, under, beside, and through things, it will be difficult for him to recognize abstract letters and numbers on a page. Deficiencies in spatial awareness can impede a child from achieving academic success. Motor planning skills in our program depend upon very complex sensory integration throughout the brainstem and cerebral hemispheres. Motor planning is one of the highest, most complex sensory integrative functions in a child because it requires so much focus and concentration. It lays the groundwork for the child's sensory motor development. Motor planning is the bridge between the sensory motor development and the intellectual aspects of brain function. Our instructors and coaches are teaching a great deal more than swimming and gymnastics. They're building new nerve pathways that set down intricate neural networks that direct a child's higher-level brain development. They are teaching something very basic. They're teaching a child how to learn.